Ready, set, go.
Real quick, what page are we on, by the way?
Oh, that's a good question.
172.
We are on what? Fit the what now?
Fit the ninth.
So
Fit the
172.
Okay, I went all the way to fit the 10th.
You
We
just
are
want
doing the
one.
10th, but that'll be later.
Yes.
We will be doing the 10th, but it'll be the second fit that we do today. If that makes
You know what?
sense.
You're a fit.
I'm gonna
fit
have
kind of
one.
guy.
Wow.
Wow, brutal.
You really did it.
But there is something we would like to say to stream today that was very exciting.
Yeah, it's gosh dang Bonk's birthday.
Happy birthday, Bonk.
Happy birthday, Bonk.
Happy
You have been a very hilarious and entertaining and welcomely chaotic part of this stream fam. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're gonna make me cry. Shut up.
Good.
Shut
That
up.
is my intent.
Stop. Stop it.
That's the
Nah.
goal.
We love
Stop. I have to be in character, god damn it. I can't cry.
We don't need to be in character until I start.
Not yet. We have time. Cry,
Yeah.
you little bitch.
You
Cry.
know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna
Feel the love.
say it on stream. I feel threatened, yet aroused by that. Stop it.
Put me down for scared and horny.
Let's get started then.
So, but is that the most productive place to be sitting right now?
Yes.
100%.
Always.
I love you so much, but you're so dumb sometimes.
All
Yes,
right.
And we love him.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Fit the Ninth, in which our heroes have the chance to chew the fat with some old enemies, and Arthur Dent has an unpleasant cup of tea.
Man and machines share in the stimulating exchange of.
Mm. Having been through the total perspective vortex, Zaphod Beeblebrox now knows himself to be the most important being in the entire universe, something he had hitherto only suspected. It is said that his birth was marked by earthquakes, tidal waves, tornadoes, firestorms, the explosion of 3 neighboring stars, and, shortly afterwards, by the issuing of over 6.75 million writs for damages from all the major landowners in his galactic sector. However, the only person by whom this is said is Beeblebrox himself, and there are several possible theories to explain this. We go to the Heart of Gold background. Ford.
Yeah?
He's totally mad, isn't he?
Well, the border between madness and genius is very narrow.
So's the Berlin Wall.
The
Berlin Wall. The border between East and West Germany. It's very narrow. The point
was very narrow. Get your tenses right.
Thank you.
Anything wrong?
On Earth, we have
Had.
a word called tact.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And what happened to it?
Well, apparently it's not in common usage.
Not the word, the earth.
Well, you know very well. It got demolished to make way for a hyperspace bypass.
But that was all done away with centuries ago. No one demolishes planets anymore.
The Bogons did.
Vogons. Odd that.
You mean...
They had another reason? Could be. Probably not important, though. I only bring it up because I've been watching the screen and there's been a Vogon fleet 5 light years behind us for the last half hour. Where's Zaphod?
A Vogon fleet?
Yes. Where's Zaphod?
He's in his cabin signing photographs of himself. To myself with frank admiration. But why are they...
Marvin.
Yes, what do you want?
Give Zaphod a yell, will ya?
Mind taxing time again, isn't it?
Just get on with it.
I've just worked out an answer to the square root of -1.
Go and get Zaphod.
Never been worked out before. It's always been thought to be impossible.
Go and...
I'm going. Pausing only to reconstruct the whole infrastructure of integral mathematics in my head. I'm gonna do my humble task, never thinking to ask for reward, recognition, or even a moment's ease from the terrible pain in all the diodes down my left side. Fetch Beeble Brocks, they say. Oh.
His fading voice is cut off by the closing door.
Glad to be of service.
Don't you think we should do something for him?
We could rip out his voice box for a start.
What are you in such a mood about?
I'm worried about them.
The Belgons?
The Vogons, yes.
Prostetnik Vogon Jeltz was not a pleasant sight, even for other Vogons. His highly domed nose rose high above a small piggy forehead. His dark-grey rubbery skin was thick enough for him to play the game of Vogon politics, and play it well, and waterproof enough for him to survive indefinitely at sea depths of up to 1,000 feet, with no ill effects. Not that he ever went swimming, of course. He was the way he was because billions of years ago, when the Vogons had first crawled out of the sluggish primeval seas of Vogsphere, and had lain panting and heaving on the planet's virgin shores, when the first rays of the bright young Vogsor sun had shone across them that morning, it was as if the forces of evolution had simply turned away in disgust and had given up on them there and then. They never evolved again. They should never have survived. The fact that they did is some kind of tribute to the thick-willed, slug-brained stubbornness of these creatures. Evolution, they said to themselves, who needs it? And what nature refused to do for them, they simply did without until such time as they were able to rectify the grosser anatomical inconveniences with surgery. Meanwhile, the natural forces on the planet Vogsphere had been working overtime to make up for their earlier blunder. They brought forth scintillating, jeweled, scuttling crabs, which the Vogons ate, smashing their shells with iron mallets. Tall, aspiring trees, which the Vogons cut down and burnt the crab meat with. Elegant gazelle-like creatures with silken coats and dewy eyes, which the Vogons would catch and sit on. They were no use as transport because their backs would snap instantly, but the Vogons sat on them anyway. Thus the planet Vogsphere passed the miserable millennia until by an unhappy chance the Vogons discovered the secret of interstellar travel. Within a few short Vog years, every last Vogon had migrated to the Megabrantis cluster, the political hub of the galaxy, and now form the immensely powerful backbone of the Galactic Civil Service. They have attempted to acquire learning, they have attempted to acquire style and social grace, but in most respects the modern Vogon is little different from his primitive forebears. Every year they import 27,000 scintillating, jeweled, scuttling crabs from their native planet and while away a happy drunken night, smashing them to bits with iron mallets. Prostetnik Vogon Jeltz is a fairly typical Vogon in that he is thoroughly vile.
Is that definitely the ship?
Affirmative, Captain. We have confirmed positive identification.
Don't answer back.
What?
I said don't.
But I was just answering your...
Don't interrupt.
I wouldn't dare, Captain.
Yes, you would. You just did. You dare lie to me.
No, Captain.
Don't contradict me.
I didn't, Captain.
Well, you just did just then.
What?
I said,
I didn't mean to, Captain.
don't interrupt. God!
Captain.
Take this object away and shoot it.
Shoot him, Captain.
Don't question my orders.
Of course not, Captain. I wouldn't dream of it.
You dare to patronize me?
No, Captain. Honestly,
When you shot the prisoner,
Yes, Captain.
shoot yourself.
Myself. But
Then throw yourself out of the nearest airlock.
yes, Captain. At once, Captain. The door closes behind him.
I will not have this insubordination in my crew. The next peep out of any of you, you will all get it in the neck. Is that understood? Well?
Yes, Captain. There are vicious zaps and screams from the Vogons as they all collapse dying.
Computer! Computer! Yes, Captain? Get me a long distance sub-ether line to my brain care specialist. At once, Captain.
There's some electronic switching.
Hello. Yes, Captain Prosnatak. And how are we feeling today?
I appear to have wiped out half my crew.
So, you appear to have wiped out half your crew, have you?
That's what I said.
So that is what you said, is it?
That is what I said.
I see. So that is what you said, is it?
Yes.
So your answer to my question is that it is what you said. It is?
Yes.
I see. Well, this is very interesting.
Mr. Halfrunt, I have just wiped out half my crew.
So you've just wiped?
Yes!
Well, this too is very interesting.
Well,
I think this is probably perfectly normal for your behavior for a Vogon. This natural and healthy channel of aggressive instincts is to act in senseless violence.
that is exactly what you always say.
Well, I think this is perfectly normal behavior for a psychiatrist. Excellent. We are clearly both very well adjusted to our mental attitudes today. Now, tell me, what is the news of the mission?
We have located the ship.
Good. And the occupants?
The Earthman.
Yes.
The Prefect. Being and
Yes.
Zaphod. Beeblebrox.
Ah, this is most regrettable.
A personal friend.
Ah, no. In my profession, we never make personal friends.
Professional detachment.
9. We did. No, it's just actually.
No, I like that.
I got a
That was
little
good.
German accent.
You got into the character.
No,
Oh, that was delightful.
You
not
keep,
again.
keep going. You're doing great.
No, we don't have Zenak, but Beeblebrox, you see, is my most profitable client.
Is that so?
Oh yes, he has he has personality problems beyond the dream of analysts. Ah, it will be a pity to lose him. But you are feeling very well adjusted to your task.
To make sure there are no survivors from the planet Earth? Yes, this time there will be no failure.
Good. But first there is a small financial matter I must deal with. Then we give the order, destroy the ship. And Beeblebrox? Well, Zaphod's just this guy, you know?
Back to the Heart of Gold background, a door opens.
Glad to be of service.
Hi guys!
Zaphod, there's a Vogon fleet on our tail. They're coming up on us.
I can relate to that. This guy just went to close. This guy just want to be close to me, and I guess I'll turn my charisma down a notch. They'll soon get bored of me, and they'll drift away.
It looks like a battle formation.
Hey, did you hear that?
What?
The monkey spoke! Pure history, man. A talking monkey!
Just ignore it, Arthur.
Ignore what? I'm going to get some tea. The door opens.
Thank you.
Battle formation, hey?
Yes.
Neat. Computer.
Hi there. We going to have a conversation?
No, you're gonna tell me what those Vogons want and why they're armed.
Then shall we have a conversation?
What?
According to my programming, in the evening leisure periods, the crew will like to relax and enjoy pleasant social activities with the wide range of shipboard robots and computers. Man and machine share in the stimulating exchange of.
What happened?
I just jabbed a quick negative load across its logic terminals.
That hurt.
Good.
There's a furious burst of calculating from Eddie.
To counteract the restlessness caused by long stretches of deep space flight, the crew will occasionally like to let off steam by playing electronic Halma. Gee, would that be a great idea, fellows? Halma or space battle?
Computer, we've got Vogons on our tail.
Okay, I'll be the Vogons. When you hit the blip, you could we be a little bit more relaxed about this, guys?
Oh, turn it off. Ford?
Kim,
I said okay.
I
Oh,
didn't
sorry.
hear you.
Sorry. Okay.
If you have any problems you'd like to talk over, we could get together over a cold beer.
Eddie's voice slows down and drops in pitch and is for the moment heard no more.
Now what?
What?
Without the computers, we're defenseless.
Assuming they mean to attack.
Yes, assuming that, of course. They may just have popped around for a quick game of Helma.
It's kind as if they're waiting for something.
There's a call signal from radio.
Zaphod Beeblebrox? Hey man, it's a message. Hey, Zaphod, how are you doing, my old schizophrenic cerebral freak cake?
Who's the Zeeb?
I think it's my analyst. I was just going through some old accounts, you know, and it's my analyst. And I was just wondering. Yeah, hi there, Gag. Can you call back?
The Vogons are closing in, Zaphod.
It's only a small matter, I know, but... Yeah, it's just that I think we're under attack at the moment, and, I hardly think to bother with you. Oh, I hardly like to bother you when you are a mere 5.5 million a mere 5.5 million Alatarian dollars. I am under attack, man! Ah, so you feel that you are under attack, do you? Would you like to talk about it? Listen, this is for real, man. Spaceships definitely kill cannon, the whole bit. So, you feel it is real, do you? This is very encouraging. Your delusions are getting grander and grander. This will be a 6 million Artarian dollars. If you would just instruct your computer to transfer to my bank account this sum of...
Zaphod smashes the radio receiver.
This will be where we are just talking.
Crunch. The rest of the speaker is smashed.
Terrific. No computer, no communications. They'll be in firing range in a few seconds.
Okay, well, let's not hang about. Get the computer back in. We'll improv out of here. Zappo!
There's some switching.
Hi there.
Computer, let's get us onto improbability trajectory right out of here. Pronto.
Sorry guys, I can't do that right now. All my circuits are currently engaged on solving a different problem. Now, I know this is very unusual, but it is a very difficult and challenging problem, and I know that the result will be one we can all share and enjoy.
Share and enjoy is, of course, the company motto of the hugely successful Sirius Cybernetics Corporation Complaints Division, which now covers the major land masses of 3 medium-sized planets and is the only part of the corporation to show a consistent profit in recent years. The motto stands, or stood, in 3-mile-high illuminated letters near the Complaints Department spaceport on Adrax. Share and enjoy. Unfortunately, its weight was such that shortly after it was erected, the ground beneath the letters caved in, and they dropped for nearly half their length through the underground offices of many talented young complaints executives, now deceased. The protruding upper halves of the letters now appear in the local language to read, "Go stick your head in a pig," and are no longer illuminated except at times of special celebration. At these times of special celebration, a choir of over 2 million robots sing the company song "Share and Enjoy." Unfortunately, again, another of the computing errors for which the company is justly famous means that the robots' voice boxes are exactly a flattened fifth out of tune, and the result sounds something like this. And once a tune has been worked out, the accompaniment should be played on a very echoey synthesizer, whilst the 2 million robots sing exactly a flattened fifth out of tune. It will sound more ghastly than you can possibly imagine. It goes something like, share and enjoy, journey through life with a plastic boy or girl by your side. Let your pal be your guide, and when it breaks down or starts to annoy or grinds when it moves and gives you no joy, because it's eaten your hat or had sex with your cat, bled oil on your floor or ripped off your door, and you get to the point you can't stand anymore, bring it to us, we won't give a fig, we'll tell you, go stick your head in a pig. Only slightly worse. One of the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation's creations is the new traumatic drink dispenser, one of which has just provided Arthur Dent with a plastic cup filled with a liquid which is almost, but not quite, entirely unlike tea. There's a liquid squirted into plastic cup sound. Ah. Taking... Oh! The way it works is very interesting. When the drink button is pressed, it makes an instant but highly detailed examination of the subject's taste buds, a spectroscopic analysis of the subject's metabolism, and then sends tiny experimental signals down the neural pathways to the taste centers of the subject's brain to see what is likely to be well received. However, no one quite knows why it does this, because it then invariably delivers a cupful of liquid that is almost, but not quite, entirely unlike tea. I mean, what is the point?
Nutrition and pleasurable sense data. Share and enjoy.
Listen, you stupid machine, it tastes filthy. Here, take this cup back. Arthur flings the cup at the new traumatic drink dispenser.
If you have enjoyed the experience of this drink, why not share it with your friends?
Because I won't keep them. Will you try and comprehend what I'm telling you?
That drink was individually tailored to meet your personal requirements for nutrition and pleasure.
Ah, so I'm a masochist on a diet, am I?
Share and enjoy.
Oh, shut up.
Will that be all?
Yes. No. Look, it's very, very simple. All I want, are you listening?
Yes.
Is a cup of tea. Got that?
I hear.
Good. And you know why I want a cup of tea?
Please wait.
What?
Computing.
The Nutrimat is obviously doing some rather troublesome computing. It sounds like the electronic equivalent of trying to start a car without petrol. What are you doing?
Attempting to calculate an answer to your question. Why you want dried leaves in boiled water.
Because I happen to like it, that's why.
Stated reason does not compute with program facts.
What are you talking about?
You heard!
What? Who said that?
The ventilation system. You had to go at me yesterday.
Yes, because you keep filling the air with cheap perfume.
You like scented air. It's fresh and invigorating.
No, I do not. Please calm down. After the floor's vibrating voice stops, the vibrating sound continues. Why is the floor shaking? Tired nerves and muscles are quickly soothed by gentle floor vibrations. Feel your troubles float away. Just stop it, will you? All of you, stop it! The soothing hummy music starts. Turn the soothing music off! Turn it off! I order you to turn it off! All the various sounds die away, except the Nutrimat's computing. Thank you.
Why you want dried leaves in water? Still computing.
Now listen. If I want to be toned up, calmed down, invigorated, or anything, then it's very simple. I just have a cup of tea.
Just dried leaves boiled.
Yes. Then why did you bill all of us? What? I didn't.
Your species did.
You're an organic life form.
Your lot did it.
To improve your lifestyles.
Hi there, this is Eddie, a shipboard computer, just alerting you to the fact that the Nutrimatic machine has now tapped into my logic circuits to ask me why the human prefers boiled leaves to everything we have to offer him, and wow, it's a biggie. Gonna take a little time to work out.
Share and enjoy. Share and enjoy. Oh, this is ridiculous. Let me out of here. The door opens and closes. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Ah! Back to the bridge background.
What evasive actions can we take?
I say, does anyone know where the kettle is? Why are you both looking like that?
We're under attack. The Vogons.
Well, let's get out of here.
Oh, we can't. The computer is jammed.
It's what?
It says all its circuits are occupied.
Occupied? What? With my problem?
What problem would that be, Monkey Man?
Well, apparently it's just trying to work out why I like tea. Now look, it's not my fault.
Oh, dig those kidneys.
It's not my fault. Life, as many people have spotted, is of course terribly unfair. For instance, the first time the Heart of Gold ever crossed the galaxy, the massive improbability field it generated caused 239,000 lightly fried eggs to materialize in a large wobbly heap on the famine-struck land of Pogriel in the Ponsel system. The whole Pogriel tribe had just died out from famine, except for one man who died of cholesterol poisoning some weeks later. The Pogriels, always a pessimistic race, had a little riddle, the asking of which used to give them the only tiny twinges of pleasure they ever experienced. One Pogriel would ask another Pogriel, "Why is life like hanging upside down with your head in a bucket of hyena offal?" To which the second Pogriel would reply, "I don't know. Why is life like hanging upside down with your head in a bucket of hyena offal?" To which the first Pogriel would reply, "I don't know either. Wretched, isn't it?" Back to the Heart of Gold background. I'm sorry. It's just I was dying for a cup of tea.
You soon will, baby.
The alarms go off.
That's it. They've started firing. At the distance the first beams will hit us in just over 4 minutes.
What are we going to do?
Hold a seance.
What do you mean? We're not dead yet.
No, but my great-grandfather is.
Who?
Zaphod Beeblebrox the Fourth.
Is this relevant?
The fourth? Zaphod Beeblebrox the fourth?
Yes. I'm Zaphod Beeblebrox. My father's Zaphod Beeblebrox II. My grandfather's Zaphod Beeblebrox III.
What?
There was an accident with a contraceptive and a time machine. I can't explain it now. Come on, let's all hold hands on the console.
Zaphod, we've got 3 minutes.
Do it! Hurry!
But now?
Arthur just accepted. We may as well. We're all dead. Zaphod's out of his skull. Why not have a seance? Why not go mad?
Put your hands on the console.
All right. There's an eerie hum of chanting voices. What's that?
The dialing chant.
The what?
Shush. Concentrate.
There are beeps of tapping and a code number. The dialing chant stops and is replaced by a cosmic organ chord playing in a phone ringing rhythm. With an echoey click, the ringing stops.
Who disturbs me at this time?
Oh, hi, great granddad.
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Hi. Look, I'm really sorry about the flowers. I meant to send them along, but you know, the shop was fresh out of wreaths and
You forgot.
well,
Too busy. Never think of other people. The living are all the same. Ford?
2 minutes, Zaphod.
yeah, but I did mean to, and I nearly got round to writing in my great grandmother as well, but you know, condolences.
Your great grandmother.
Yeah, how is she now? I'll go and see her.
Your late great grandmother and I are very well,
Oh.
but very disappointed in you, young Zaphod.
Yeah, well,
We've been following your progress with considerable despondency,
you look.
not to say contempt.
Could you sort of listen for a moment?
I mean, what exactly are you doing with your life?
I am being attacked by a Vogon fleet.
Doesn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah, it's only happening right now, you see.
Did you know that Beetlejuice 5 has now developed a very slight eccentricity in this orbit?
What?
Me spitting in my grave. Your fault.
1 minute 30, Zaphod.
Yeah, look, can you help?
Help?
Yeah, like now.
Help? You go swanning your own sweet way around the galaxy with your disreputable friends?
1 minute 20.
Too busy to put flowers on my grave. Plastic ones would have done, but no. Too busy, too modern, too skeptical. All till you find yourself in a fix and suddenly come over all astrally minded. Well, I don't know, Zaphod. I think I'll have to think about this one.
1 minute 10.
I mean, tell me what you think you've achieved.
He was president of the galaxy, man.
Huh. And what kind of job is that for, Beeblebrox?
Hey, what?
You know and I know what being president means, young Zaphod. You know because you've seen it, and I know because I'm dead, and it gives one such a wonderfully uncluttered perspective. We have a saying up here, life is wasted on the living.
Yeah, very good, very deep. Right now, I need aphorisms like I need holes in my heads.
50 seconds.
Where was I?
Pontificating.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you a little story.
What now?
Yes.
49 seconds.
Hey, what?
Time seems to be slowing down.
Yes, I'd hate you to miss the end of it.
Hate is, of course, an almost entirely terrible thing. There is not, say many people, enough love and understanding in the universe. Though the first of these may continue to be a problem, it is in the interests of increasing the general level of understanding that the following facts will now be revealed. Zaphod Beeblebrox's full title was President of the Imperial Galactic Government. The term imperial is kept, though it is now an anachronism. The hereditary emperor is now nearly dead and has been for many centuries. This is because in his last dying moments he was, much to his imperial irritation, locked in a perpetual stasis field. All his heirs are now, of course, long dead, and the upshot of all this is that without any drastic upheaval, political power has simply and effectively moved a rung or two down the ladder and is now seen to be vested in an elected governmental assembly, headed by a president elected by that assembly. In fact, it vests in no such place. That would be too easy. The president's job, and if someone sufficiently vain and stupid is picked, he won't realize this, is not to wield power, but to draw attention away from it. Zaphod Beeblebrox, the only man in history to have made presidential telecasts from the bath, from eccentric Columbitz's bedroom, from the maximum security wing of Beetlejuice State Prison, or from wherever else he happened to be at the time, was supremely good at this job.
48 seconds.
So you see, young Zaphod, when thinking of ways to describe what you are making of your life, I find the phrase pig's ear tends to spring to mind.
Hey, man!
I wish you wouldn't speak like that, Zaphod. You became president for a reason. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, of course I forgot. I had to forget. They screen your brains when you get the job, you know? And if they'd found my head full of subversions, that I've had been right back out of the streets with nothing but a fat pension, secretarial staff, a fleet of ships, and a couple of slit throats.
Ah, you do remember then.
Yeah, it came to myself in a dream. It's all cool, you know?
Did you find Zonywoop?
Well.
Yes.
No, I more sort of didn't.
Did you find Rooster?
Oh yeah, I found Rooster.
And?
I lost him again.
Zaphod, the only reason I think I waste my breath on you is that being dead, I don't have any other use for it.
Hey, listen. You know, you're talking to the only guy ever to come out of the total perspective vortex, only the most important dude in the universe.
Could be, Zaphod. Only could be. Only if you do your job and find out who or what really is running everything. Who you were fronting for.
Just wish I knew why it was important.
Because there's a lot of people wanting to have a word with him. I don't suppose for a moment you're capable of succeeding. The only reason I'm going to help you now is that I couldn't bear the thought of you and your modern friends slashing about up here. Understood?
Yeah. Thanks a bundle.
Oh, and Zaphod,
Yeah?
if I ever find you need help again, you know, if you're in trouble, need a hand out of a tight corner,
Yeah?
please don't hesitate to get lost.
Unearthly phone slams down. There's a quick bit of dialing chant.
Family's always embarrassing, isn't it?
Hi there, this is Eddie, your shipboard computer, right back in here, and I gotta tell you guys, if we don't move out of here within, let's see now, something of the order of, well, by the time I finish working this out, taking trajectory, distortion, and space-time curve into account, it'll be 3 seconds less. So let's say a cheerful round number like 20 seconds within, well, near 18 seconds now. By the time I've finished saying what I'm saying now, it'll be 16 seconds. we're all gonna be goners.
Computer, you're working again.
Oh, sure, this unearthly voice came and solved my problem for me, and why should someone want to drink dried leaves and boiling water? Answer, because he's an ignorant monkey who don't know better. Cute, eh?
Listen, you malfunctioning mess of microchips.
Hi there.
Peter, drive us out of here. Now. Maximum improbability.
What? Oh yeah, sure thing.
There's a massive whoosh of strange and weird noises as the ship improbs out. Will our heroes start living more useful and constructive lives as a result of this little talking to? Will it turn out that the reason why Gag Halfrunt has hired the Vogons to destroy first the Earth and then Arthur Dent is that if the ultimate question is ever found, the universe will suddenly become a good and happy place and all the psychiatrists will suddenly be out of a job? Will all sorts of totally amazing things happen when the Heart of Gold arrives on the planet Brontetol? Find out in the next strangely incomprehensible episode of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Tea is now obtainable from most mega markets in a variety of easy-to-swallow capsules. Ooh.
That was the best ending to a fucking chapter, I swear to God. Oh my God. The amount of times I had to hold in laughing, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I
That was
mute
a short one.
It did
Why I
feel
mute
short.
myself quite frequently.
Short
Yeah,
one.
these two chapters feel really, really short. I was telling Janet about that earlier because I was highlighting.
Yeah, because there's... I keep forgetting. Are there 11 or 12
There's
fits?
12?
There's 12?
There's 12.
Okay.
Chug so
Oh,
much
there's
water when
4 of
my
us
meds
here.
are active.
Hello, fourth person.
Hello, fourth viewer. Bless you.
Oh, they left.
Don't choke.
Please don't drown.
They died.
Yeah.
Connor's dying.
As he tries to like make a bit out of coughing and then coughs
Listen.
harder.
actually just suffocate and die.
Okay. Alright, I'm back.
Connor was dying, so
Sometimes...
Oh no. What
some-
happened?
Oh, I just tried to drink water and it didn't go well.
Also,
He tried
just
to be a
letting you know,
human being and failed.
Yeah.
just
He
letting you know, I'm
drowned in
repping
his water
some
bottle.
Mm-hmm.
some sick merch from this cool Twitch streamer I follow. Y'all should
Whoa.
totally like get merch.
Shit,
Tall Lanky
who
guy
is
has
it?
merch.
Whoa.
Who has merch?
I didn't know that he had
Yo.
merch.
Weirdly enough, I've also got some Tall Lanky merch, and it's like really nice.
I've been...
See,
Yeah.
as a tall fat man, it works for me too. So
Wow.
There you go. You don't need to be
I-
tall, lanky, or a guy to wear it, because
Correct.
I am short, chubby, and a girl. So I think
Yeah.
0 is the criteria.
universal unisex sizes are available.
Correct.
Yeah, get your tall lanky merch underneath the stream there.
Go to streamlabs.com/talentgeekguys/merch if you wanna. If you wanna.
If
Yeah.
you want some
Maybe
sick
you
merch.
want.
Oh, I had to throw in a quick plug for the
Of
quick
course.
ad real quick.
I would have done it. I mean, I do it at the end anyway, so
True.
Well, we're in intermission, so
Yeah,
true.
we are in
Might as
intermission.
well. It's a commercial break.
Correct.
All
I
right,
think- I believe that is correct.
all right. Let's get back to that.
Let's-
sweet,
let's
sweet
go.
Do it. Okay. Bit the 10th, in which our heroes have some close encounters with others and themselves. It's not a question of whose habitat it is, it's a question of how hard you hit it. Arthur Dent, a man whose planet has been blown up, has been having a remarkable effect on the universe. And the most remarkable thing about this is that the only remarkable thing about him as a person is that he is remarkably unremarkable in all respects other than that of having had his planet blown up. And this, of course, is the nub of the matter. because most of the things which stir the universe up in any way are caused by dispossessed people. There are two ways of accounting for this. One is to say that if everyone just sat at home, nothing would ever happen. This is very simple. The other is to say, as Oolong Colifid has at great length in his book, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Guilt But Were Too Ashamed to Ask, that every being in the universe is tied to his birthplace by tiny invisible force tendrils composed of little quantum packets of guilt. If you travel far from your birthplace, these tendrils get stretched and distorted. This compares with an ancient Arcturian proverb. However fast the body travels, the soul travels at the speed of an Arcturian megacamel. This would mean, in these days of hyperspace and improbability drive, that most people's souls are wandering unprotected in deep space in a state of some confusion, and this would account for a lot of things. Similarly, if your birthplace is actually destroyed, or in Arthur Dent's case, demolished ostensibly to make way for a new hyperspace bypass, then these tendrils are severed and flap about at random. There are no people to be fed or whales to be saved. There is no washing up to be done. And these flapping tendrils of guilt can seriously disturb the space-time continuum. We've already seen how Arthur inadvertently caused war between the Gugavunts and the Vlurgs. We shall shortly see how it is directly attributable to this thoroughly unremarkable Earthman that the Heart of Gold, escaping from the Vogons on improbability drive, has now materialized in a highly mysterious cave on the even more mysterious planet Brontitol. The improbability drive grinds to a halt, and we hear the Heart of Gold bridge background.
Improbability factor of 1 to 1. Normality is restored. We seem to be in some kind of cave, guys. Do you like caves? There's something very strange about this one.
Caves are cool. Let's get out of here and relate to it.
This one's very cool. And you know what? That gives me pause for thought, because the planet Brantatal, which is where I think we are, is meant to have a warm, rich atmosphere.
Perhaps we're in the mountains.
Oh, no mountains on Brantatal.
Well, let's get out and see. I'm hungry for a little action.
In a cave?
On Brantatal?
Yeah, in a cave, wherever. You make your own action.
Sling open the hatch, sling open the hatch, computer.
Okay.
The hatch opens.
You go out and have a good time, and I'm sure that everything will just be hunky-dory, ho-hum.
Bring the robot, Arthur.
Quite capable of bringing myself.
We might be able to bury him somewhere.
They walk out.
Thin, cold air. No mountains. Check altitude. Hey guys, you may be interested to know that though this cave is not in a mountain, it's 13 miles above ground level. Hello? Oh well, they'll find out. Ho-hum.
Fade up the interior of a large, echoey cave. It is very cold.
Ooh. Well, hey, what a cave. Oh, sorry. Hey, what a cave, man. Hey. We could really
what?
We could really, be in this cave?
We are in this cave.
And what a wild cave to be in. Wee-oo. What a great cave. Hey, Ford?
Really amazing walls. Pure white rock.
Marble?
I've worked out that if I stick my left arm in my right ear, I can electrocute myself.
What?
Terminally.
Is that so?
I can do it at a moment's notice. Just say the word.
Just cool it, Marvin.
I think I'll go and hide.
Marvin stomps off. Why are we here?
Now don't you start as well.
I mean, in this cave.
Why? Doesn't matter. Improbability drive.
Strange shape? The mouth is perfectly circular. Can you see anything in the distance?
Only sky.
Must be on a hill. I'll go and take a look out.
Okay.
By the way, did you hear the computer calling us just before the hatch closed?
Oh, screw the computer. I hope it gets plug rot.
Probably not important. I'll be back in a minute.
Fine. Zaphod, how you doing?
Oh, freezing, man. Every time I breathe out, it needs an ice pick to get through it.
Yeah. Strange that. The computer said it was meant to have a warm, rich atmosphere here.
Yeah, did you hear the computer calling after we left?
No.
Oh, probably imagined it.
No, Arthur thought he heard it as well.
Yeah, well, I may have imagined it then.
Strange cave, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Did you hear a noise just then?
A noise?
Yeah, a sort of a noise.
No? Arthur? Doesn't seem to be about.
Oh well. I just wondered if he'd heard it.
Doesn't sound like he did.
No.
Hey, this rock.
Marble.
Marble.
Ice-covered marble.
Right? It's slippery as... That's the slipperiest thing you can think of.
At the moment, this marble.
Right. This marble is slippery as this marvel.
Zaphod
Whoa.
stumbles and slides.
Oh.
Zaphod.
As he slides, and we'll have to make a very graphic sound effect, as I've spent the last half hour trying to come up with a line which says, I'm sliding along the ice, but haven't got one.
Whoa! Ah!
The point of that last bit of deathless writing is that Zaphod enjoys the slide for a couple of seconds, and then gets alarmed as he sees the entrance coming up with nothing beyond it. Convey that, please, if you will or can. There's some harsh scraping sound on the ice as Zaphod desperately tries to stop himself. He stops.
Sorry. Holy Zarkon singing fish!
What?
There's nothing out here, Ford! Like, oh, no ground! Some cat's taken the ground away!
Holy Zarkons, what?
There's no ground, Ford! We're miles up in the air!
Did you say fish?
Singing fish!
Where?
It's just an expression! Holy Zarkon singing fish!
It must be a highly specialized expression then.
What?
Very specific, not very handy in general use.
I can't get a grip on the ice to crawl back. I'm gonna fall into nowhere.
I know! I'm trying not to think about it. I get very nervous in these situations. I don't think I can do anything to help you.
What?
Arthur and Marvin must have gone over. You're going to go over, and I can't reach you without going over myself. I'm sorry. I feel rather guilty about this, but we can talk about something else. Where does the expression Holy Zarkon singing fish come from? What's its derivation?
Ford!
Zaphon, haven't you got an intellectual curiosity at all?
It is often said that a disproportionate obsession with purely academic or abstract matters indicates a retreat from the problems of real life. However, Most of the people engaged in such matters say that this attitude is based on three things: ignorance, stupidity, and nothing else. Philosophers, for example, argue that they are very much concerned with the problems posed by real life. For instance, what do we mean by real? And how can we reach an empirical definition of life? And so on. One definition of life, albeit not a particularly useful one, might run something like this. Life is that property which a being will lose as a result of falling out of a cold and mysterious cave 13 miles above ground level. This is not a useful definition because A, it could equally well refer to this subject's glasses if he happens to be wearing them, and B, because it fails to take into account the possibility that the subject might happen to fall onto the back of, say, an extremely large passing bird. The first of these flaws is due to sloppy thinking, but the second is understandable because the mere idea is quite clearly utterly ludicrous.
Look, this is utterly ridiculous.
What?
Let go of my neck.
No,
Go on, let go.
I can't.
Yes, you can. It's very simple. Unclasp your hands and buzz off.
But I can't fly.
Then what the devil are you doing up here?
Falling?
Then get on with it. Go on.
But the drop will kill me.
Should have thought of that before you started out. No point saying I think I'll just go for a quick drop, but if I get tired halfway down, I'll just jump on a passing bird. It's not like that up here. It's all to do with the harsh realities of physics up in the sky. It's power to weight ratios. It's our wing cross sections, wing surface areas. It's practical aerodynamics. It's also cold and extremely windy. You'll be better off on the ground.
No, I won't. I'll be dead.
Well, it's your habitat, not mine.
It's not a question of whose habitat it is. It's a question of how fast you hit it. Couldn't you please just see your way to taking me down to ground level and dropping me off?
No, I'm dropping you off here. It's as far down as I'm going.
But...
No, listen. My race would have been through the whole ground thing, and I don't want to know. If the good Lord hadn't let us to walk, he would have given us sneakers.
All right, well, if that's the way you feel about it, I'm sorry to have trespassed on your time. Goodbye.
There's no need to go off and huff about it. When you land, swing your knees around. Try and roll with it. No, hell.
He dives downwards. Arthur's receding cry comes closer again. Oh. You again.
Yes, it just occurred to me. Where did you fall from?
Let go.
First, tell me where you fell from.
A huge, cold, white cave in the sky.
You were in the cup?
What do you mean, cup?
The cup. It's part of the statue.
What statue?
The statue.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let go.
You mean you haven't seen the statue?
No. Should I have done? Good, is it? Let go. Your claws are digging into my back.
Only decent thing our ancestors ever did. Come on, I'll show you.
The bird's wing beats get heavier and faster as it climbs. I want to go down, not up.
There, do you see it?
What?
Look up, look up.
You're hurting my neck.
Soon be over. Look. That's it.
It looks like just a plastic cup hanging in the sky. It's a mile long.
Looks like plastic carved from solid marble, though.
But the weight of it, what's supporting it? What keeps it there?
Art.
Art?
It's only part of the main statue, 15 miles high. It's directly above us, but I'll circle around in a moment.
15 miles high?
It's very impressive from up here, with the morning sun gleaming on it.
But what is it? What's worth a statue 15 miles high?
It was of great symbolic importance to our ancestors. It's called Arthur Dent throwing the Nutramatic cup.
Sorry, what did you say? The wing beat indicates that the bird is turning in midair.
There, what do you think of it?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is an indispensable companion to all those who are keen to make sense of life in an infinitely complex and confusing universe. For though it cannot hope to be useful or informative on all matters, it does make the reassuring claim that where it is inaccurate, it is at least definitively inaccurate. In cases of major discrepancy, it is always reality that's got it wrong. So, for instance, when the guide was sued by families of those who had died as a result of taking the entry on the planet Troll literally, it said ravenous bug-bladder beasts often make a very good meal for visiting tourists, instead of ravenous bug-bladder beasts often make a very good meal of visiting tourists. The editors claimed that the first version of the sentence was the more aesthetically pleasing, summoned a qualified poet to testify under oath that beauty was truth, truth beauty, and hoped thereby to prove that the guilty party in this case was life itself for failing to be either beautiful or true. The judges concurred, and in a moving speech held that life itself was in contempt of court, and duly confiscated it from all those there present before going off for a pleasant evening's ultra golf. The guide's omissions are less easily rationalized. There's nothing on any of its pages to tell you on which planets you can expect suddenly to encounter 15-mile-high statues of yourself, nor how to react if it is immediately apparent that they have become colonies for flocks of giant, evil-smelling birds, with all the cosmetic problems that implies. The nearest approach the guide makes to this matter is on page 7023, which includes the words, "Expect the unexpected." This advice has annoyed many hitchhikers in that it is A, glib, and B, a contradiction in terms. In fact, the very best advice it has to offer in these situations is to be found on the cover, where it says in those now notoriously large and famously friendly letters, "Don't panic."
Good, isn't it?
Don't panic. Don't panic.
What did you say?
What did you expect me to say? Here I am on an unknown planet, hanging from the talons of, with all due respect, a giant bird, and you take it into your head to fly me around a 15-mile-high statue of myself. What do you expect me to say? Quite a good likeness, except the nose is a bit bent.
Likeness?
And the noxious, streaky substances down my face are less than lifelike.
Likeness of you? You're Arthur Dent?
Well, yes.
The Arthur Dent?
The Arthur Dent I don't know about, but that Arthur Dent is me. Can I ask you where you got it from?
Our ancestors built it centuries ago.
Don't panic.
But this is truly incredible.
I wouldn't argue with that.
I think you'd better come meet the rest of us. They're going to be terribly surprised, and so I think are you.
Where do you all live?
In your right ear. Come on, we'll dive into it.
The bird goes into a steep dive, which culminates in a sudden change of oral perspective as the bird and Arthur enter the right ear of the statue. Faintly in the background are the indeterminate scratchings and squawkings of many giant birds.
Phew! What's the matter?
The smell.
What?
The smell, it's terrible.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Why don't you wash my ear out?
I said I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, never mind.
Hear that noise up ahead?
What? All the squawking?
The bird you were brought it on. That's us, last of an unhappy race.
What's wrong?
Oh, just don't ask. Oh, once proud people living in a foul-smelling ear. Pathetic, isn't it? Hail, bird brothers!
Hail, bird!
Hail, bird!
Don't you have names?
What's the point? Birds, I bring you a visitor. After all these years, he's visited us. This is Arthur Dent.
Arthur Dent! Arthur Dent!
Arthur Dent!
What do I say?
Just say hello.
Oh. Hello?
Hello, hello.
A bit small, isn't he?
I don't actually understand what's going on.
I got
Ah,
this. Oh no, wait, I gotta get my squawking voice. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just gets cut off by
Yeah. Very good.
When the audio does that.
We try again.
Why
Hit him
are
with
they... No,
Oh,
Better.
God.
That better.
Oh,
much
dear.
better.
No.
Why are they making that appalling noise?
Our leader is coming to talk to you.
Leader? You have a leader?
Yes, we call him the wise old bird.
Ah, and this is him, is it?
This is him.
I see. A huge, scrawny old bird staggers forward. He is old, expansive, and almost infinitely patronizing.
Ah, Arthur Dent, Arthur Dent. Well, well, well.
Sorry, should I know you?
Know me? Ah, probably not. I am but he they are kind enough to call the wise old bird. Not particularly wise, really, but terribly old. It balances out.
Huh? What's the matter with... What's the matter with them?
That's just their shorthand for saying that of course I'm terribly wise, really, and not nearly as old as all that. They get terribly embarrassed about it because they all know perfectly well it isn't true. But they're such dear old things, they feel they have to make the effort. Now, where was I?
God knows.
Well, Arthur Dent, let me tell you with frank admiration.
Why admiration? What have I done? I fell out of a cup.
That, through all the generations that have passed since we deserted the surface of this planet, girded up limbs, shook the dust from off our... from our things, our whatchamacallits.
Your what?
Your face has been...
Shook the dust from your what?
has been the one solitary candle that has illumined the recesses of our scraggy old bird brains.
Why doesn't he want to say what you shook the dust from? Well, can we come back to that point?
Light, bring light, that we may gaze on the face of Arthur Dent.
Why? Bring light! Bring light!
Light.
Here is the light.
The match is lit and set to a paraffin lamp. Oh, look, it really is filthy in here.
So, this is how you appeared to our ancestors that night.
What night? What are you talking about?
Imagine our planet at the height of its technological civilization.
Why?
In those days, we too walked on the ground, much as you do even now.
Why does everyone want to tell me their life stories?
My dear old thing, you have such a sympathetic face.
Is that why you've done what you've done all over it? I'm sorry, but on my world, I had a nice home and a good job with prospects, and I get angry at the thought that my life suddenly consists of sitting in sewage-filled models of my own ear being patronized by a lot of demented birds. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Such forthrightness, such fearless outspokenness, the qualities you awakened in us, Arthur Dent.
When?
Listen, our world suffered two blights. One was the blight of the robots.
Tried to take over, did they?
My dear fellow, no. Much worse than that. They told us they liked us.
No.
Not their fault, poor things. They'd been programmed to. But you can imagine how we felt. Or at least, our ancestors.
Ghastly.
Precisely. And then one night, the sky boiled.
Did what?
Boiled, dear fellow, in the most improbable way.
Ah.
And this gigantic vision appeared in the sky. A man with a nutrimatic machine, you, Arthur Dent. And you said...
There's a clap of thunder and torrential rain. This is a great booming and echo. Listen, you stupid machine. It tastes filthy. Take this cup back.
And you threw the cup at it. An astounding revelation.
It was nothing.
You were sarcastic to it, you said.
There's more thunder. So I'm a masochist on a diet, am I?
You told it to.
Shut up!
In a moment, we realized the truth. Just because the little wretches liked us, it didn't mean to say we had to like them back. And that night we rounded every last one of the little creeps.
There's more thunder, lightning, and rain. This can be also the wise old bird, but in a younger voice.
Ding, 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 ding. Bring out your dishwashers. Bring out your digital watches with the special snooze alarms. Bring your TV chess games. Bring out your auto gardeners, techno teachers, lovermatics. Bring out your friendly household robots. Shove them on the carts.
There's clankings and grindings and beepings of robots coming out into the streets.
What is
He
this?
not loved you?
Have we not cared for you?
Worked for you.
Thought for you?
Have we not shared and enjoyed with you?
Shut up, you little toadies. Get on the carts. And we set them to work to build the statue as an eternal reminder. After which, we sent them to a slave planet where they're doing a very useful job, making continent toupees.
Making what?
Toupees for worlds, where they've used up all the forests.
Ah. Look, the statue. How do you get the cup bit to stay where it is unsupported?
It stays there because it's artistically right.
What?
The law of gravity isn't as indiscriminate as people often think. You learn things like that when you're a bird.
But you didn't start out as birds.
No, we were forced to re-evolve by the second and more deadly blight.
Sorry, I had to get my goblin voice out for these birds. I swear to God.
True. And that was already too advanced by the time we rid ourselves of the robot blight. Ah, what woe was upon us.
All right. What woe was upon you?
Too terrible to speak of. Imagine this. We walked.
We walked. We walked. What's so wrong about that?
Nothing. We went for strolls. We jogged. We marched. We ambled. We competed in 500-meter hurdles.
500-meter hurdles!
Imagine how our ancestors felt to walk through our great cities, stride across pedestrian precincts, Scroll along walkways, maybe wander into a small wine bar to have lunch with a girlfriend.
What?
Maybe play footsie under the table, and she would say how she'd been walking here, strolling there, wandering into shops, maybe trying to buy a pair of...
The birds have been getting very excited about this. All this suddenly start to hiss again.
to buy some things, whatchamacallit.
What
You just
things?
do the hiss because
Yeah, I got it.
my throat hurt.
What things? Are these the things you refuse to talk about, brushing the dust off? Oh, come on.
And then they would saunter off into the sunset.
Saunter off into the sunset. Yes, very idyllic. So what went wrong?
Too terrible to speak of.
Then why did you bring it up in the first place?
Suffice it to say that we have sworn never to walk upon the ground again.
What's the matter with it?
Oh, if you want to know, then you will have to descend to the ground, where you will encounter those who have come to unravel the unspeakable nightmare of our past.
Unspeakable! Unspeakable!
Nightmare!
Alright, how do I get down there?
There's an ancient express elevator down your spine that will take you straight to ground level.
Well, anything to get out of my ear. Show me the way. Can't be much more unspeakable than this lot.
In today's modern galaxy, there is of course very little still held to be unspeakable. Many words and expressions, which only a matter of decades ago were considered so distastefully explicit that were they merely to be breathed in public, the perpetrator would be shunned, barred from polite society, and in extreme cases shot through the lungs, are now thought to be very healthy and proper, and their use in everyday speech is seen as evidence of a well-adjusted, relaxed, and totally unbooped up personality. So, for instance, when in a recent national speech, the financial minister of the Royal World Estate of Corvista actually dared to say that due to one thing and another, and the fact that no one had made any food for a while, and that the king seemed to have died, and that most of the population had been on holiday now for over 3 years, the economy was now in what he called one whole juju flop situation. Everyone was so pleased he felt able to come out and say it that they quite failed to notice that their 5,000-year-old civilization had just collapsed overnight. But even though words like juju flop, swoot, and turlingdrome are now perfectly acceptable in common usage, there is one word that is still beyond the pale. The concept it embodies is so revolting that the publication or broadcast of the word is utterly forbidden in all parts of the galaxy except one where they don't know what it means. That word is Belgium, and it is only ever used by loose-tongued people like Zaphod Peoplebrox in situations of dire provocation, such as... and we hear a background of cold wind, etc.
Another interesting thing.
Don't want to be interested. I don't want to be stimulated or relaxed or have my horizons broadened. I just want to be rescued, Ford. I just want to be swatted, well rescued.
Told you. No way.
Belgium, man. Belgium.
All right. I'll get my towel.
Your towel?
Yeah. I'll hold on to this end. I'll throw you the other end. There. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Pull.
I'm pulling. Ah! Ah!
Their conversation for the next few seconds is in free fall, so it will be breathless, shouty, and more than a little worried.
You stupid Kent!
You said pull, man!
Yeah, not that hard!
How hard do you expect me to pull? Just not quite hard enough to actually pull me up?
I can't stand heights!
Oh, then don't worry. We're on our way down. Listen, we'll be all right. Maybe we'll land in water or something, you know? Can you swim?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Well, I don't like to go into water, in any great detail.
What kind of traveler are you, man? You don't like heights, you don't like water.
Perfectly natural. I just get a kick out of being on the ground.
Well, any minute now, you'll have the biggest kick of your life.
I suppose we couldn't get picked up by a bird on the way down, do you think?
A bird?
Yeah, a bird, with wings.
Have to be a sweating big one, man.
Or two of them.
Hey, will you get your head back on? The chances against one guy falling on a passing bird are 10 to the power of my overdraft. But two, well, man, just
Ah!
Look, this is utterly ludicrous.
Meanwhile, Arthur is in the thick of it. No sooner has he emerged from the cavernous gap between two of the statue's toes into a thick pall of smoke than he has been accosted thus. And there's some thick swirling smoke, a few vague lights visible, and some menacing but ill-defined shapes. This is signaled by a few coughs from Arthur, who is played by a remarkably talented and able actor.
Halt! Who goes there?
What?
Friend or foe?
Who, me?
Friend or foe?
Do I know you?
Answer, friend or foe?
Well, without knowing you, it's hard to tell. I mean, I quite like some people, others not so much.
Answer.
Well, it has to be said that on balance, very few of the people I count, or rather counted, as friends, most of them have been disintegrated, you see. Very few of them have piercing red eyes, black armor, and laser rifles. So I think the answer is probably veering towards...
Or I fire.
Ah, well, that clinches it, I'm afraid. I don't think we're going to be friends.
This planet is the property of the Domoxylil.
Dolmen Saxel.
This planet is the property of Dolmen-Saxel Galactiped Corporation. Trespassers are to be shot.
Whose property? What about the bird people?
You have established communications with the avian perverts.
Well, chatted. Didn't understand a lot of it, to be honest. What do you mean, perverts?
Perverts, subversaries, all perverts, subversaries, trespassers are to be shot.
Well, that should keep you busy. Bye now. And Arthur runs off. We stay with him as he runs, so we'll need some highly talented panting from the actor.
Halt!
There's zap, zap, zap.
I command you to halt!
Ideally, I would like to convey that the foot warrior tries to chase Arthur, but is hampered by a slight limp.
Zap, zap, zap.
And also, wait.
Wait a minute.
And also accosted thus.
Halt! Who goes there? Friend or foe?
Depends on what you like.
Halt or I fire!
There are more zaps, and this foot warrior also attempts to run, but limps slightly. There are more and more zaps. Arthur is panting and struggling quite badly now.
And finally, thus.
Vintilla is a girl archaeologist, bright and sexy.
Here, get down.
What?
Into the trench! Come on! There's a hidden shelter!
Oh, thanks.
Shh! Now,
Who are you?
archaeologist.
What?
Shh!
Archaeologist?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Digging, researching, trying to stay alive.
With that lot around?
Most particularly because that lot are around.
With all the laser guns and the armor and things?
Yes.
Odd thing, they all seem to be limping.
Yes.
Why?
Blisters.
Ah, so that's why they're limping.
Yes.
Why have they got blisters?
That, whoever you are, is a very good question.
And the answer?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Really? Strange job for an archaeologist.
Why should a nice young archaeologist, whose name incidentally is Lintilla, be particularly interested in a band of limping soldiers? Will Ford and Zaphod have to go through all the business with the wise old bird, or will they persuade the bird they've so improbably landed on to take them to the ground so that they can get straight on with the next bit? Find out in the next intriguing episode of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Parents of young organic life forms are warned that towels can be harmful if swallowed in large quantities. There we go.
I should hope you don't swallow a towel.
Why are we
Certainly
swallowing
not.
my dad.
towels?
Particularly in large quantities.
You know what?
Excuse
I'm
me,
just saying the
Hawk, I am
inside of
your
my
dad.
body is dry thanks to all the towels I have consumed.
Mm.
So who's the real winner here?
It sounds like the towels are the real winners here.
You know what? I bet you got wet insides. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I do. My insides are wet
Oh,
as
dear.
fuck.
I should hope so.
Moist.
Not for long, they aren't.
Moist insides.
Oh,
I want
Ugh.
that. That would make a great metal band name, Moist Insides.
Mm.
you put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt right now.
We are moist insides. Wow.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, I can commission somebody who does like death metal like cover art, and we
Nice.
can get a Moist Insides death metal shirt.
Oh yeah. If you are watching live, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed all the little bits that are gonna get edited out of this episode and maybe into a blooper reel. I don't know. We didn't have like a whole lot of bloopers today.
There's still some pretty
Um,
good bloopers in there.
This whole
There's
thing
a
was a
few.
blooper.
If I should put my left arm in my right ear.
That,
Yeah.
God.
I am gonna use that. I want that's so stupidly
It
funny.
wasn't even the line that got me. It was dude just saying, "What?"
No, it was me who
Yeah.
said what
Oh,
several times.
Yeah.
It was so concerning. I was like, wait, hold on. What?
Yeah.
oh man, we love
Anyway.
Marvin in this house.
We do. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. If you've been watching live, hope you enjoyed it. If you are watching the VOD, also glad you're here. If you are watching or listening on YouTube, you can like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. If you're on Twitch, you can follow. If you've already followed, you can subscribe. We've got some stuff in the works that'll make it a little
Stuff.
some good stuff.
Some sub rewards.
Some other stuff that I just put in today. Subscribers now get 2 extra emotes.
Ooh, would you
We
like
had the tall lanky bonk bath. Now you can have access to the please subscribe as well as the dupe murder emote.
Oh
Murder.
dang!
The dupe mogus.
killed
emote.
my girlfriend?
Who killed my...
Yeah.
We need... Oh my god. We need that on the shirt too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, I have a whole list. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. So yeah, might be worth doing. And yeah, thanks so much. And we'll see you later.
Hey.
Bye.